earlier today when I was going into my local department store, you know, I happened to run into a couple that, they recognized me because I had on my fringes, right? Now, just like I said in a previous video, you know, the only way that you're going to find someone who could be of the faith is because you have to wear the attire, man. Okay, you have to have on the armor of the Most High, not only spiritually, but on the outward appearance too. So if you're wearing your fringes, then people are going to recognize who you are. All right, so just like I said in the previous video, if we don't wear what we're supposed to wear so we can be recognized in the street by other sisters and brethren, then how would we know if each other's of the faith? Okay, so if I'm not wearing my fringes, right, then 9 times out of 10 or 10 times out of 10, that brother and that sister probably wouldn't even recognize that I was of the faith. But being that I had my fringes on, he said, "Oh, brother, shalom, shalom, brother, shalom." And I looked up because I was looking at my phone, and I looked over and I said, "Oh, okay, oh, shalom, brother, peace." Right? And he said, "I see you because what? You have your fringes on, right?" That's what he said. "I see you of the faith because you have those fringes on." I said, "Yeah." So I asked him, I said, "Oh, so what you know about the book of Numbers, chapter 15, verses 37 to 41? He said, "I know a little something about that. I'll be reading. I haven't read all the way to verse 41, but, I know about Numbers, chapter 15, verse 37. I said, "Yeah." I said, "That's the reason why I'm wearing it, right?" But as I'm looking at him, I see he didn't have his fringes, right? Now, the sister that he was with, I'm assuming that was his woman, his wife or whatever. I'm looking at the way that she was dressed, and she didn't have on a dress at all. Now, that's not necessarily saying that, our women have to wear dresses all the time, right? But there's a consequences from coming from, women wearing tight jeans, right? Wearing spandex, right? That have no ventilation whatsoever down there in the places where you need it. All right, Salakia. So if you don't have no ventilation down there and you're wearing this type of material, all right, then the women tend to have issues down there. Okay, you're going to have all sorts of aromas, just to be, for lack of a better word or whatever, to be light on a situation. You're going to have all types of aromas coming from down there that you may not want to come from down there. All right, all sorts of stenches or whatever, because you don't have no air, no ventilation traveling through that area where you need it to be traveling through. Okay, you're going to develop all sorts of infections. Okay, like yeast infections or whatever, let alone other infections down there, because you don't have no air properly traveling through that area. If you're wearing tight jeans, if you're wearing spandex or whatever, right? So this is the reason why the Most High tells us that a woman shouldn't put on breeches that's made for a man. All right, so just like I was saying, as I'm looking at her, I see that she didn't have on the proper attire as a woman should have on, right? So as he's telling me that he noticed my fringes, and just like I said, I went back at him and said, what you know about the book of Numbers, chapter 15, verse 37 to 41. He's like, "Yeah, I know a little something about that, So as he noticed that, I noticed that he didn't have on his fringes, or his so-called wife or whatever didn't have on a dress, but wearing spandex, right? It's like they sort of try to hurry up and get away from me, right? Because I guess they probably figured that, I was going to become judgmental or whatever and start asking, "All right, so what's up with your fringes? If you know about my fringes that I'm wearing, what about the fringes that you should have on?" Right? And then he probably would have thought that I would have questioned him about his wife. But personally, I don't even know these people, right? I never really seen them in my town, really. Maybe they could have been visitors, I don't know. But I never really came across them in the local department store that I was going to. So I never really seen them, and I wasn't going to get judgmental with them. However, that's what they probably thought. And, they hurry up and got their shopping cart or whatever, and they just went on about their way. So what I did, I just played it cordial, and I told them, peace be unto you. Peace be unto you and your family, your wife and your family, right? And I let them go. You know, I didn't try to judge them or anything like that, But eventually, if he would have stopped and spoke with me, then something like that would have came out. I would have told him, why you're not wearing your fringes or whatever. I wouldn't question him about his wife, you know what I'm saying? But, she knows the deal. If they follow in this faith, they know what they're supposed to do, right? So, yeah, probably I would have asked them, like, why you don't have fringes? If you notice in my fringes, then why you don't have fringes on yourself? Okay? But, just like I was saying, I digress from that. You know, as I was stating in previous videos, the only way he recognized me is because I had my fringes on, right? So, like I was telling to other brothers and sisters in the faith, in the groups that I'm in or whatever, the social groups that's on social media, like this is the reason why we should wear fringes, okay? Because if I'm not wearing fringes and you're not wearing fringes and we happen to cross paths, how would we know we both of the faith if you don't have your fringes on and I don't have my fringes on? More than likely, we're going to walk right by each other and not even conversate. We probably won't even look in each other's direction. Salakia, probably won't even look in each other's direction because there's nothing there to showcase our faith. Right? So this is the reason why I say we should wear fringes. Now, not every, I understand that we're not going to be able to do it every single day because, you have laundry day, etc., etc. You might probably not even have fringes, right? But you got to have something on that lets the world know your faith, right? Because you never know who you're going to come across. This is how you're going to meet other brethren and sisters in the truth, by having on the proper attire. Okay, you can get you a tassel. Just get you one tassel and hang it on your pants or something. You can do that, right? That's not that hard, man. Okay, let alone, having the border of blue with the fringes going around your shirt or whatever, So this is something that's easy. This is a minor law, man. This should be no problem whatsoever to keep, man, right? We should be doing this on a regular basis, man, because this is the only way that we're going to recognize. Like I always hear brothers and sisters all the time say, oh, I'm in a small town and I don't have no other brothers and sisters around here that have the same faith as us. No one around here is Israelites. I can't congregate with nobody. I can't meet no one. Because maybe you're not wearing the proper attire when you're out. If you're wearing the proper attire when you're going about your normal everyday errands, you're going to the supermarket, you're going to the department store, you're going to pick your kid up from school or whatever, right? You're going to the park or something like that, your local park, okay? You're going to the gas station, whatever the hell you're doing, like you should have on the proper attire to let people know that you're of the faith. And this is how you're going to randomly run into people, right? So you can stop complaining about how there's no one in your town or your local city or whatever, that's not around you that has the same faith as us, or, calling upon the same name or whatever, or something like that. That's someone that you can congregate with and network with, right? Because you have to play your part, man. If you're not playing your part, then how you expect other people to play their part and notice you, and then they can meet you and say, oh, hey, shalom, I'm an Israelite too. I follow the faith. Then next thing you know, you can start your networking from there. Okay, so in order for other people to play their part, you have to play your part, okay, which is wearing the proper attire. All right, so like I was saying, this is how the brother recognized how I was of the faith, because I had the fringes. And this is what I was, stressing on my previous videos about. This is the reason why we should wear fringes. It's because this is how we meet other people, other brothers and sisters of the faith, man. Right? So getting back into the scripture. And it read, keeping the mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin, and that will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children and upon the children's children, onto the third and fourth generation. All right.